Assalamu alaikum and welcome. Today's episode is a bit weird. I'm actually responding to a comment on a video I made about a year ago where I was all doom and gloom, um, and I stated that humanity was going to end in the next 10 years and that we're all screwed. Someone actually commented, really concerned, freaking out, and yeah, basically, I want to set some people's minds at ease. So, for a start, is humanity going to go extinct? The short answer is no, and here's why. The point I previously made was that humanity had an infertility crisis compounded with reducing oxygen levels and a great recession. Regarding the oxygen levels decreasing, yeah, it's real, but honestly, my numbers were way over exaggerated. I kind of found this out after the fact, it was something. I found out a bunch of stuff, then I freaked out, and then after I did a lot of research, I was like, oh yeah, but nobody actually bothered watching that crazy video, so I didn't bother actually making a update. But yeah, are the oxygen levels decreasing slowly, extremely slowly? Is it concerning? No. Is humanity having an infertility crisis? No, not really. I mean, it is, but it's not a crisis, and it's not something that's actually caused by oxygen, like I actually previously posited. It's to do with plastics, when you put apples in a plastic bag, that kind of rubs on the plastic and eventually it kind of builds up in our system. Read Dr. Swan? I can't remember her name. Anyway, so yeah, she was works at the WHO and was talking about, and to be honest, as long as you just reduce plastics in this generation, next generation, I'm sure we'll be fine. So I don't mean to freak people out. Regarding the economic collapse, now a lot of you probably noticed this already. Prices have gone up, wages have stagnated. But honestly, I was wrong, and I'm actually glad to see that I was wrong because new jobs I've noticed they're actually paying higher wages to kind of compensate for the economic basically the higher prices. And I really don't know, my maths was way off. I was getting into calculations like $10,000 a debt a year just to stay alive. Yeah, I was incorrect with that. So the question then becomes, well, what should you do? Should you run to the hills, move off grid like I'm doing? Well, the answer is no. And honestly, it doesn't really make any difference. And here's why. Think of a country as like a ship in the middle of the ocean. There's no other ships around. And moving off grid is like moving from the center of the ship to the edge of the ship. And if the ship catches on fire, well, it doesn't really matter whether you're in the middle of the ship, you're at the edge of the ship. If there's no lifeboats, you're all going to go down with the ship. And despite everything, living off grid still requires the economy. You still got to go buy medication. You've still got to go buy tools and stuff. So if the economy collapses, well, you're also going to collapse. Don't get me wrong. These people who are out there saying, I'm going to live in the woods, in the middle of nowhere, you know, I'm going to shank anybody who comes by. Realistically, no. You're still going to need the economy. So think about it. If the economy collapses, there's going to affect everybody, no matter where you live. Secondarily, right? Should I be afraid of wars, economic collapse, and any of that? The answer is no, not really. And here's why. As bad as it sounds, we actually need the economy to collapse. And here's the understanding. Everybody lives in comfort, right? And we can actually, in society, live with a certain amount of discomfort before we decide to do something about it. So things can be really bad, but so long as things are just okay, then nothing changes. And that's basically where we're at for the last 50 years. things have been getting progressively worse. But that's exactly what's required. And what should we do? No, nothing. Just nothing. Let it happen. And here's why. The last time there was this country and things were bad, they were ruled by another country, and things were really bad until these people started taxing tea and other conveniences, started taking from them. So they had a revolution. And that is how America was born. You see, great things are born out of strife. You see? So, yeah, as bad as it sounds, as horrible as it sounds, it might probably be a good thing that economies collapse. So, yeah, should it happen? I mean, like, do we want it to happen? I'm starting to come up the opinion that, yeah, like, you can't run from it. You might as well just embrace it. Now, let's also think about another thing. During each Great Recession, people go in communities. And when was the last time you had a community? We live in an age where everything's divided, everything's separated. So maybe it might actually be best if we had an economic collapse. You know, it might be best to get back to community, get back to being togetherness. So, anyway, I hope that this has relieved some of your doubts, fears, and worries. Honestly, nothing is as bad as it seems, and despite everything, the government isn't out there willy-nilly just doing whatever they feel like on a whim. Actually, sometimes it seems like it. But they're also trying to avoid major economic collapses, so we kind of have that in our favor. So, also, please remember that I'm an idiot, right? There's a lot of idiots like me on the internet that just talking heads, you know, telling people, you know, oh, you gotta run into the woods and get ready to shank somebody if they come anywhere near you. You know, no one knows what they're talking about. No one can predict the future. You know, so seriously, don't let anything distress you. And remember that usually every bad thing leads to a good thing. So anyway, that's my take on the world. Are we all gonna die eventually? Everyone dies. We're all humans. So yeah, that's my take on that. I hope it alleviated some of your woes and wills and stuff. But thanks for watching. Gonna get back to my YouTube vacation. I was actually off, but somebody left me a message and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna reply. So anyway, see you guys in a week or so. Thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe, blah blah blah, and remember something. Remember your nana. Have a good day. Bye.